I'm back on the grind, man. We're gonna get straight into the video with your freak eye.
I was in like a 50-person orgy. So there were about 30 people in like a bunch of matches that had all been pushed together in the middle. There were, probably another 20 people around the edge. And at the end of that kind of experience, you don't really know like who you've had sex with, what they look like. You don't know anyone's name.
That's some nasty ass shit, bro. You gotta be a different type of freaky to participate in one of these activities, my nigga. Swingers.
So the swinger lifestyle is basically having sex with someone who is not your primary partner.
Hey,
That can be
I used to work with an old head. Him and his wife was swingers. They was proud of that shit too.
with your partner, that can be away from your partner, it can be at parties, it can be at swaps. There's a whole range of stuff in the lifestyle. There are parties that are very cisgender and heteronormative. There are parties that are very kink heavy, and there are queer parties as well. So if
There
you
y'all
walk
go.
into
Hey, queer parties for all you bitch ass niggas out there.
kind of one of the classic, famous straight parties, you won't see a lot of kind of conventionally unattractive people. And what's quite sad is those people get kind of filtered out generally. You'll see much older men bringing these incredibly attractive women who turn out to be escorts because they
It's
won't be let
always the
in if they
old
turn up
ass
as a single
perverts.
man. A lot of the straight parties are very white, very thin, very young, and very blonde as well. I would say generally if you're black or Asian, it you don't see as many people there. There's definitely fetishization for
I
sure.
wonder why.
I've seen like these really stacked dudes with these Asian tiny girlfriends, and they'll be on leads. And like I witnessed two guys who look like that, literally swapping leads with for the women. And I don't know
What the
whether this
fuck is
one were into that
leads,
or
bro?
not, but it felt quite weird. So in terms of joining an orgy, there's like various levels of etiquette. I think what's most important is you make eye contact with someone in the orgy. They normally wave you in. Solo wanking is a general no-go at any party. So, solo wanking is someone who generally presents as male, and they're normally standing in a space watching people wanking without their consent, and they're normally trying to make eye contact with you. And basically what they're doing is trying to participate in a scene that they weren't
Oh, you
necessarily.
got motherfucker up in there, ain't even invited to the orgy, and he back there beating his fucking meat while looking you in your eye. Get your big freaky ass out of here, man. Creepy ass nigga.
Invited into. There are parties for specific kinks. There is a party which is a greedy girls and hot wives party, and it's a ratio of 6 men to 1 woman. There's female domination ones. In London, a lot of the parties have staff who will watch out for rule breaks. They'll monitor orgies, which I'm sure is not particularly a fun
Man, them
job.
boy
And
got
anytime they
rules
see
and all
behaviour
type of
that's
shit.
not okay, they'll normally haul someone out and probably ban them from ever coming to the club again. So the old like keys in a dish stuff definitely still happens. I think generally the more provincial the city, the kind of sounds really bad, like the worse the selection criteria. So I've been to some really weird parties. I think the worst one I ever went to was in Birmingham. I had an itch and looked stuff up online and ended up going to this club run by this couple who were lovely, very nice. And
So you can just look up fucking orgies and sex parties online. Hey boy, it's a scary
the
world out
club
there.
I thought had hostesses, and actually what it was 20 men surrounding two paid hookers on like a massive ottoman and all this fucking hair. There is a whole space in
Disgusting.
Britain for old swingers. There's like cruises, there's whole resorts in Mexico. I think since being in the lifestyle, my sexual
That's
boundaries have shifted
crazy,
quite a
bruh.
lot. I have kind of ceased to be shocked by pretty much any sexual behavior. Like I have friends who are into like piss play. I have friends who, are into like
Piss?
urethral sounding and medical stuff. Okay, so urethral.
Bruh, imagine the smell up in these rooms, man. You got motherfuckers in the piss play, pouring piss, or whatever they doing with the piss. You know what I'm saying? Imagine the STDs and the STI infections, all type of other nasty ass shit getting passed around in here.
Urethral sounding is taking a rod and inserting it inside the penis.
Man, what the hell?
And to me, that's pretty extreme, but like they're living their best life. I think it's really hard to
Oh
balance
man.
like emotional and physical boundaries with the lifestyle.
I'm gonna need
I
some
think what can end up
cleansing or
happening
something
is
after
you
this.
or the partner that you're with, if you're swinging together, end up being so driven and obsessed by like new sex and new ways to have sex, new people to have sex with, that you like lose touch of the emotion that you two have together. I think the swinger lifestyle can be open to coercive and abusive relationships. I have been in one that was centered around swinging. In hindsight, the only reason that we were together was because I enabled that person access to the swinging lifestyle. And it was very demeaning and very difficult. It evolved into an unwanted, like 24/7 dynamic of sex. It was way too much, and like I wasn't allowed to play with anyone who wasn't someone that he found attractive and female. I think when you're very sexually open, you see it as, oh, my partner wants this, like that's chill, I'm chill with this. But in reality, it's like a loss of control over time. I've definitely seen things that make me really uncomfortable at swing
I don't
parties.
even know what bro talking about.
I was actually in an orgy pile a few years ago, and there was a woman underneath me who I'd been playing with, and we finished playing. And her male partner was next to her playing with someone else, and like I could tell that she was super uncomfortable, that she didn't want him to be playing with this other person, that she wanted to stop.
How you sign up for the orgy, your man fuck somebody else and you get jealous? You don't make no sense. Ain't nobody told you go up in there, bro, but I feel that. You feel me? I go up in the motherfucker and I see my girl over there, you know what I'm saying, in the cut fucking something else. I'ma shoot that bitch up. Nigga, party over. Everybody going home. I'm not having it. You done killed the whole vibe.
There's also a lot of pressure to perform. So, you know, if you go to a party and it's a really exclusive one and the tickets were like £200 per person, for example, and you don't have sex with someone and your male partner's paid for the whole thing, you'll feel a certain type of way. You'll feel, you know, like you've let them down or whatever. So you end up in these situations where you're kind of having sex with people you don't necessarily want to have sex with people to like justify the ticket price. I think a lot of people are sexually open and they kind of want to believe that a lot of what's happened to them is consensual. And to be clear, a lot of it is. A lot of it is people having a great time expressing themselves. But if you want to go to the police about something, for example, I haven't really heard about anyone doing that because, you know, if you're in the lifestyle anyway, you don't want to shut the club down. There are some clubs that ban people a lot, and it's great. There are other clubs where I have emailed organizers and said, this person was abusive to me and they're not a safe person, and not even to ban them. I said, like, if they're coming to your next party.
What happened to old fashioned pulling up on the block and paying the motherfucking prostitute to give you some ass? $40, $60, whatever they charging, but instead y'all want to participate in this nasty ass shit.
Well, tickets will let me know and I won't come. And they've said, oh, we don't get involved in domestics. I would say generally the kind of straighter clubs take it less seriously. And it's really sad. And the kinkier and queerer clubs, and again, those people in the lifestyle who really care about consent, they will ban people quite quickly. There are definitely people who join the community for bad reasons, for sure. You know, I think if you are sexually sadistic, you get off specifically on humiliating women, or you specifically get off on hurting people in a way that they don't enjoy, it's a space where a lot of people can convince themselves they're okay with things that they're not.
Bruh, this shit gotta be a fucking mental problem or something. I don't think no normal person gonna go up in this shit and... Anyways, man, stay away from these sex rings and all that shit, bruh, and strap up. Subscribe if you're fucking with me. I'm out.